Imagine a tranquil night suddenly shattered by a cataclysmic explosion. The air is thick with radioactive particles, a city in chaos, and a world on the brink of disaster. This was Chernobyl, the world's worst nuclear disaster. Hello everyone, I'm your host from the Masters of Ages YouTube channel, and today we're diving into the haunting tale of the Chernobyl disaster. This isn't just a story of a catastrophic event, it's a story of human error, heroism, and enduring resilience. Back in the 1980s, Chernobyl was a symbol of Soviet power and technological advancement. The nuclear power plant, located in northern Ukraine, was one of the largest in the world. It was designed to showcase the might of the Soviet Union's nuclear capabilities. Adjacent to the plant was the city of Pripyat, home to nearly 50,000 people. It was a model Soviet city with schools, hospitals, and entertainment facilities. Life in Pripyat was idyllic, at least on the surface. The residents had no inkling that their lives were about to be irrevocably changed. April 25, 1986 began like any other day. But as the sun set, an ill-fated safety test at Reactor 4 set the stage for what would become a global catastrophe. The test aimed to simulate a power outage to ensure that Reactor 4 could be safely shut down. However, a series of critical errors and design flaws turned this routine procedure into a ticking time bomb. At precisely 1:23 a.m. on April 26th, an explosion rocked Reactor 4. The force was so immense that it blew off the reactor's roof. It sent radioactive debris spiraling into the night sky. Residents awoke to a blinding light and a deafening roar, an apocalyptic scene straight out of a nightmare. Panic ensued as people scrambled to understand what had happened. Firefighters rushed to the scene, unaware they were battling an invisible enemy. Radiation. Confusion reigned supreme as conflicting reports emerged about the severity of the situation. The first responders were true heroes. Despite knowing little about radiation's dangers, they fought tirelessly to extinguish the flames. Many paid the ultimate price for their bravery, succumbing to acute radiation sickness within weeks. Containing the radioactive inferno was no small feat. Helicopters dropped sand and boron onto the reactor core in desperate attempts to smother the fire. These efforts were only partially successful. Radiation continued to leak into the atmosphere. By April 27th, evacuation orders were issued for Pripyat. Buses lined up as residents hurriedly gathered their belongings, leaving behind homes and memories. They were told it would be temporary, a few days at most. Little did they know they would never return. The fallout from Chernobyl was devastating. Radioactive isotopes contaminated vast swathes of land, rendering them uninhabitable for centuries. Thousands suffered from radiation-induced illnesses. Many more lived in fear of what might come. The Soviet government initially downplayed the disaster's severity. Misinformation spread like wildfire as officials scrambled to assign blame rather than address the crisis effectively. It wasn't until Sweden detected unusual radiation levels that the world learned of Chernobyl's true scale. The long road to recovery has taught humanity invaluable lessons about nuclear safety, crisis management, and the endurance of the human spirit. In the years following Chernobyl, extensive cleanup efforts began, a Herculean task requiring immense resources and human ingenuity. Lessons were learned at great cost. Safety protocols were overhauled worldwide to prevent another such catastrophe. Chernobyl marked a turning point in global nuclear policy. Stricter regulations and safety measures were implemented across nations as governments grappled with balancing energy needs against potential risks. Today, Pripyat stands as an eerie ghost town, a stark reminder of what once was and what can happen when things go horribly wrong. Yet it has also become an unlikely tourist attraction for those drawn by its haunting allure and historical significance. Amidst this tragedy are stories of incredible human resilience, tales of survival against all odds that inspire us even today. From liquidators who risked their lives during cleanup operations to ordinary citizens rebuilding their lives anew, we find strength in their courage. In conclusion, and perhaps most importantly, Chernobyl serves as both cautionary tale and testament, cautioning us about hubris while testifying enduring spirit within us all, a duality ever present within human experience itself. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and tragedy. Stay tuned for more riveting stories from history's darkest corners, only here at Masters of Ages YouTube channel.